All right, on to business. The real reason why we're here. I have scripted what I'm going to say and what we are going to say, so we will stay on track. Tonight we honor 24 seniors who have stayed with us for 4 amazing years of music making. We are very grateful for their talent, hard work, and great effort to help make the Gunn Bands the best that they can be. We are honored that these young adults decided to lend their talents, hearts, and minds to our program. Along with these young men and women, we would also like to thank their parents and families for your commitment to keeping your child in music. The arts engage the minds in ways that no other academic endeavor can, and better prepares them for the world in which they are about to enter. In the words of Gunn Band alumnus Noah Azarin, he said, "Stay in music. Music embodies emotion, from passion to nostalgia, and without it, the world is gray and cold. No matter where you go in life, take your music with you and keep it in your soul." Tonight we're going to honor each senior individually. Please do not hold your applause until the end. Please clap for every single one of them. They definitely deserve it. Every senior band member in their own way has made a significant impact on the Gunn Music program. They are amazing students who respect the process of music making and value the role of music and the arts in their lives as they went through Gunn High School. They have provided leadership in our program in many different ways. We're going to recognize our first group of seniors with our 4-year Outstanding Senior Award, along with our traditional senior mug, which is along the front of the stage. First up, we have Mr. Justin Alfrey. Please come forward. Justin has been in the program for 4 years. He was in concert band for a year, he was in symphonic band for 2 years, and then joined wind ensemble his senior year. His most memorable moment in band was dropping the brand new crash cymbals at graduation his sophomore year and watching them roll all the way down the ramp on the side of Spangenberg as Mrs. Lewis watched in horror. The cymbals did survive. Advice he would give to freshmen: don't mess around too much. If you mess around too much in band class, you're going to have a bad time. This is Justin Alfred. Next we have Mr. Zachary Ameri. Zach is a trumpet player in the program. He's been in it for 4 years. He was in concert band for a year in symphonic band, and has been in the wind ensemble for 2 years. He also has been in the big band jazz ensemble this year. He is a member of the El Camino Youth Symphony for 2 years and the California Youth Symphony for 2 years. Zach's most memorable moment in band was winning the Hina portrait at the White Elephant Exchange. Advice he would give freshmen, no one else would give any freshman this advice, except for maybe a trumpet player: do not play the flute. This is Zach Ameri. Next we have Mr. Franklin Chan. So Franklin's been in the program for 4 years. He's a bassoonist, but he played the trumpet before he switched to bassoon, and we are so glad he switched to bassoon because, as you'll find out, bassoons are a valued instrument. 4 years in the program, a year in concert band, 2 years in symphonic band, and then this year in wind ensemble. His most memorable moment in band was listening to Eric BS the Mayfet songs that he did not memorize, and Mrs. Lewis saying Kangaroo Mexico to count triplets. Advice he would give freshmen: stay in band and go on the trips. This is Franklin Chan. Next we have Mr. Leonid Fomachev. Leonid is also a 4-year member of our program. He plays the bass clarinet. He was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of our symphonic band. His most memorable moment in band is the White Elephant gift exchange in December. And his advice he would give the freshmen: join the bass clarinet family. It is fun. This is Leonid Fomachev. Next we have Mr. Kabir Gill. Kabir is a 4-year member of the program. He plays the tuba. He was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of the wind ensemble. He's been in the California Youth Symphony for 3 years, and he was 2 years in the PAUSD Honor Band. Kabir's most memorable moment in band was all the days during which I did not get in trouble. Advice he would give to freshmen: don't be afraid to stay in band. This is Mr. Kabir Gill. Next we have Miss Mamie Kuhn. Mamie, sorry. Mamie plays the flute, and she switched to bassoon this year. Again, we are grateful for that. She's a 4-year member of the program. She was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of our symphonic band. Her most memorable moment in band was at the Mayfete Parade this year. The Stanford band was playing, and Mr. Summers said, "What is that? They sound horrible." They really did. Advice you would give freshmen: memorize the fight song as soon as possible. It can get very boring just fingering along and not knowing the fight song. This is Mamie Kuhn. Next we have Miss Olivia Park. Olivia played the flute, and she also switched to bassoon. She's a 4-year member of the program. She was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of our symphonic band. Olivia's most memorable moment in band: when we played Amazing Grace without Mrs. Lewis conducting, without a conductor. She let us play the piece by ourselves, and it was very pretty. It was pretty impressive because everyone was participating and listening to each other really carefully. So everyone was able to hear the harmony. She also has enjoyed the band trip to LA and performing in different atmospheres and arenas. Advice she would give to the freshmen: Mr. Summers takes attendance very diligently, so don't cut or be late. This is Olivia Young-Soo Park. Next we have Miss Eugenia Puglisi. Eugenia is a clarinetist in the band. She was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of our symphonic band. Her most memorable moment in band: the countless number of times Mrs. Lewis and Mr. Summers would attempt to... I remember reading this now and I laughed when I read it, sorry. The countless number of times Mrs. Lewis and Mr. Summers would attempt to move Lauren Garcia and me the furthest possible distance apart from each other. And for some reason, 4 years straight, we could always end up near each other. Very true, because they're sitting beside each other to this day. I'm assuming they just gave up. No comment. Advice you would give freshmen: stay in band, it's so worth it. Sorry. Stay in band, it is so worth it. Not only is it de-stressing, but usually entertaining. And honestly, to all the clarinets, you can get away with anything in the clarinet section. This is Eugenia Puglisi. Next, we have Mr. Alex Sutherland. Alex is a 1-year member of our program, and he's this year in symphonic band, and we are glad he's here. His most memorable moment in band was playing at CMEA this year for the first time. Advice he would give freshmen: keep playing your instrument. He said, "I didn't start until my senior year, and I really wish I would have started earlier." This is Alex Sutherland. Next we have Mr. Jackson Welsh. Jackson's a 4-year member of the program. He plays French horn. He also plays trumpet and piano. He was in concert band for a year, symphonic band for a year, and is a 2-year member of wind ensemble. He also played in jazz band 2 for 2 years. He's also been a member of the Green Meadow Marching Band, playing mellophonium and trumpet. Jackson's most memorable moment in band was tuba basketball with various stuffed animals. His advice he would give freshmen: stay in band. This is Jackson Welsh. Next we have Miss Megan Zhang. Megan is a 2-year member of our program, and for 2 years she's been in the wind ensemble. She participated in Solo and Ensemble Festival for 3 years. She's also been a member of the El Camino Youth Symphony and the Bay Area Youth Music Society. Her most memorable moments, plural, in band are patiently tolerating Danny's provocations, that time when someone said, "How do you get 2 piccolos to play in unison? Shoot one." Of special note, Nitsung claims to have said this, so I'll give him credit before he tries to debate with me. Advice she would give freshmen: music is the most powerful language. Believe it or not, band fosters that. And in the words of Kelly Catlin, preps are for wimps. This is Megan Zhang. we have Mr. Jesse Zwirling. Jesse's a 4-year member of the program. He plays alto sax and he's also played soprano for us. He was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of our wind ensemble. He also played in jazz band 2 for a year. Jesse's most memorable moment in band was spending an entire class period worrying about the huge mayfly that eventually swooped down on he and Tim. Advice he would give to freshmen: don't waste the next 3 years. Think about what you want to say to the class of 2018 like I did. Also, hashtag YOLO. This is Jesse. Next, we have Miss Ann Summer. Ann is actually a junior. She's not a senior, but we are saying goodbye to Ann tonight. She's going to be doing She will be doing a study year abroad in Beijing with the School Year Abroad program run by Phillips Andover Academy. She's going to be living with the host family, learning intensive Mandarin, as well as taking other court classes, and she hopes to continue to play the oboe. So we wish Ann all the best overseas her senior year as she studies abroad. Ann Summer.
I would like to acknowledge 3 seniors who have served as Triumph Music Honor Society officers. They are receiving their Triumph Cord and a special Triumph Graduate Medal. Let me just call their names and then I will give them what they're getting. Zach Ameri, he was serving and has been serving as our secretary for Triumph Chapter 4923. Can you please come up? Mr. Jesse Hoshizaki, he's been a dedicated and outstanding treasurer for our Triumph chapter. And of course, Mr. Nitsan Shai, our president this year, who led by example. He's led by example. He's kept meetings running smoothly and was always very organized. I'd like to thank these 3 gentlemen for being such outstanding Triumph officers this year, and thank you for being such great examples of musicianship and service. Board members from our band and orchestra booster organization. Please join me in acknowledging Pilan La. I don't know if she's here this evening. Let's just have a round of applause. Has served as our outgoing treasurer for 4 years, and now she's turned it over to somebody else in the orchestra. The next person we would like to acknowledge is Debbie Brown. She has been a lifesaver, stepping in and being our leader, our president. She's outgoing this year. We love working with you, Debbie. Thank you so much.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Dungan. I teach the jazz ensemble here for those concert band folks that don't know me or any other students. Nice to be here tonight. Usually we do our senior awards for jazz at the jazz concert, but since we had all the seniors up here this year, I'm honored to present them this evening. So we have tonight 3 outstanding jazz musicians I'd like to honor. The first is Franklin Sheik. Come on, Franklin. Being a four-year member of Jazz Ensemble is a little different from being a four-year member in the program. You have to audition to get into the group, and that means competing against upperclassmen like juniors and seniors. Franklin is a four-year member. He's played in our ensemble 3 years on tenor sax, and this year moved over to lead alto, which is an incredibly important position in a jazz ensemble. Defines the style and interpretation for many parts of the song. He's an outstanding musician, and sorry to see him go. Congratulations.
So I'm going to do my little bit now about Franklin. Franklin, saxophone, clarinet, and flute, four-year member of the band program. Here in concert band, he's been a four-year member of the Big Band Jazz Ensemble, like Mr. Duncan just said, and he's also a three-year member of the Wind Ensemble on clarinet. He wrote none. So this is Franklin.
So Franklin received the award for Outstanding Senior. And next I'd like to present to Eric Hu. Like Franklin, Eric is a four-year member of our ensemble. He's played bari sax for 2 years. Then he switched over to lead alto in the middle of the year, actually. Then this year he took over as a featured soloist on lead tenor. He's become an outstanding jazz soloist and musician. He's won, I think, some scholarships and awards at Dave Brubeck Jazz Camp. He's also led a music camp in rural China for the past 2 summers, so he's been doing some pretty outstanding stuff. This is Eric, and we're going to give him the Woody Herman Jazz Award, which is a nationally recognized award for performance excellence.
Eric is a four-year member of the program. He was a year in concert band, 3 years in the Wind Ensemble, and 4 years in the Big Band Jazz Ensemble. His most memorable moment in band, when Mr. Summers said in the middle of class, from now, and if you have concerns about what I'm about to say, you should come talk to me because it doesn't sound as bad as it is. When Mr. Summers said in the middle of class, from now until the end of the period, no one can leave this room to go to the bathroom. Just pee your pants if you have to. This is Eric Hu.
Remy Felch. I don't remember how many years Remy's been in the program. Is it 2 or 3? 3, I think so too. Remy's our drummer, and he's a really good one. It's very difficult to master the number of styles and improvisation techniques that need to be happening constantly in a jazz band. You almost never get a part that actually says what you're supposed to play. You're supposed to just listen and sort of write your own constantly, and he's become extremely adept at that. He has tremendous skills on the instrument, and it's always nice for me to be able to say that we have students that are going on to study music at the college level, and he's off to Berklee School of Music next year studying music production and performance. So, we're giving Remy the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, which is another nationally accepted award for excellence in performance. Congratulations.
Remy is a four-year member of our program playing percussion. He was in concert band for a year, he was in symphonic band for a year, and is a 2-year member of our wind ensemble. He was in the jazz band 2 for a year, and then a 3-year member of the Big Band Jazz Ensemble. He's played percussion with the choir on several concerts. He was in the Kiss Me Kate Pit Orchestra for the Gunn musical. He was also in the Drood Pit Orchestra for the Gunn musical. He's also a member of the Tri-M National Music Honor Society. Remy's most memorable moment in band was when we won the Heritage Festival sophomore year in LA, and he was in symphonic band. Advice he would give to freshmen: stay in band all 4 years. It's good for you, and do jazz. It's really fun. This is Remy Felch. All right, moving on, we have an award we give out to 2 students in the symphonic band called the Heart of Symphonic Band. It's awarded to 2 outstanding seniors in the symphonic band that have a passion and enthusiasm for music making. These 2 students' leadership and dedication to the symphonic band has been outstanding. We are most grateful for their commitment to music making at Gunn. This year's Heart of Symphonic Band Award goes to Ms. Lauren Garcia and Sean Jian. Lauren could not be here this evening because she is in New York City with the choir. She's one of our multi-talented musicians at Gunn. So I'm going to read Lauren's accomplishments first. Lauren's a clarinetist in the program. She's played for 4 years. She was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of our symphonic band. She's also been in choir this year. She's also a member of the Tri-M National Music Honor Society. Her most memorable moment in band: when Danny and I were sophomores in symphonic band, we discovered that Mr. Summers had this interesting way of tapping his toe, and Mrs. Lewis likes using words to describe triplets, such as strawberry Mexico, raspberry kangaroo. And for a good month, Danny and I wanted to make a rap, so we spent all of class rapping, tap a toe, tap a toe. We hope to make this dream come true someday. Please stay tuned. Lauren says advice she would give to freshmen: stay in band. An hour of music every day with your friends makes everything else manageable at Gunn High School. So Miss Lauren Garcia, a round of applause, please. And then the gentleman standing here beside me, Sean Gian, is a flute player in symphonic band. He's a 4-year member of the program, a year in concert band, and 3 years in symphonic band. His most memorable moment in band: winning the best overall ensemble and music program at the Heritage Music Festival in Los Angeles his sophomore year, and completely shutting up the school behind us at the awards ceremony. Another memorable moment during the senior concert last year: this makes me sad, watching Franklin play games on his iTouch while Mr. Summers was talking to everyone about being good audience and not being distracted by technology. Advice he would give freshmen: if you really enjoy band, stay and persevere through 3 years. Try another instrument. Ask Mr. Summers to teach you how to conduct. Volunteer for CMEA. Go on band trips. 4 years of band at Gunn is definitely worth the effort. You should stay in. This is Mr. Sean Gian. Could we have Remy Felch come forward one more time, please? High school musicians embody many virtues that the Marines admire. Remy Felch displays traits that the Marines consider essential to being a good leader: endurance, knowledge, unselfishness, dependability, enthusiasm, and loyalty. The Semper Fi Marine Corps Award for Musical Excellence is a tradition that dates back to the days of John Philip Sousa and his role in making the Marine Corps Band the premier musical ensemble that it is today, the President's own. I'm very proud to present Remy with the Marine Corps Award for Musical Excellence. The Marines will be here on June 4th at the senior awards ceremony to present Remy with a certificate of merit, and we're also giving him a plaque this evening, so congratulations, Remy. Next is our Outstanding Senior Band Member Award. This is going to 3 students who have shown exceptional commitment, leadership, and are just in general great ensemble members in our program. They're very respectful of the process of music making daily in class and have shown consistent improvement, dedication, and enthusiasm over the past 4 years. This year's outstanding senior band members for the class of 2012 are Nitsan Shai, Amrita Moitra, and James Yu. The Director's Award for Band this year is being given to Jesse Hoshizaki and Laura Kidder. These 2 students have shown exceptional effort, a great work ethic, and a high level of interest, and have contributed in many different ways to the Gunn Music program. They have both been very quiet leaders in their section and in their ensembles, and in general are just outstanding band members. We really want to thank them for all that they have contributed. And I need to say something about them, and I forgot to say something about you guys. So I'm going to back up. So thanks, and applaud these guys. So I'm going to back up one now to Mr. Nitsan Shai, who plays flute, piano, guitar, and ukulele. He's been in the program for 4 years. He was in concert band for a year, symphonic band for a year, and is a 2-year member of wind ensemble. He was a 2-year member of jazz band too. He's also been in a chamber group, specifically a flute trio and symphonic band. He was also in the Kiss Me Kate Pit Orchestra for the Gunn musical, and he's president of the Tri-M National Music Honor Society. His most memorable moments in band: reciting every line of Kiss Me Kate in the pit, a shout out to the pit, Holla. Messing with Megan Zhang during rehearsals, and playing the PVC instruments with his boy, Jesse Z. Advice he would give freshmen. Number 1, learn how to play horizontally, vertically, diagonally, everywhere. Number 2, learn to play other instruments, trade sides. Tradesies. And most importantly, stay in band. It may feel like you don't know why you chose to stay, but it's really, really worth it. I can't imagine being at Gunn and not being in the band program. It pays off in so many ways more than you could know. This is Neat Sun. Again, backing up, we have Amrita Moitra, who played the flute and switched over and has been playing the tuba for us. She's a 4-year member of the program, 1 year in concert band, and is a 3-year member of our symphonic band. Her favorite moment happens at the beginning of the year when an upperclassman percussionist plays a note on the vibes that sounds exactly like the dismissal bell, and the underclassmen band members really get confused when they go outside and see an empty campus. Occasionally, a few of them even come back in the band room. They are so adorable when they are flustered. Advice you would give freshmen. The Gunn Bands are pretty big, but don't get discouraged by how many people are in your class or in your section. The great thing about music making is that it combines both group and individual effort. While it does take dedication of the entire band to make good music, each individual musician makes a significant contribution. So even if you're one of 15 flutes, clarinets, or trumpets, don't be disheartened. Take your instrument home one more day and practice your scales just one more time. Remind yourself that with each note you play, you are involved in the creation of something wonderful. Amrita Moitra. And Mr. James Yu is a flute player, 4-year member. He was in concert band for a year and is a 3-year member of our symphonic band. His most memorable moment in band, the time the fire alarm went off right as Mr. Summers raised his baton to start warm-ups. He told us to wait and we'll see if it'll stop, but it didn't, so we had to go to the field. Advice he would give freshmen, practice your scales. This is James. Mr. Jesse Hoshizaki is a bassoonist. He also played saxophone for half of his freshman year and then switched to bassoon, a theme. 4 years in the music program, a year in concert band. He's a 3-year member of Wind Ensemble and was in Jazz Band 2 for half a year. He's a member of the Eric Hu Solo Honor Bassoon Group. There are many most memorable moments in band, but one funny memory that sticks is when an unnamed individual generously and more than willingly applied beauty splashy lip gloss to his lips. He claimed to have a good reason, but it was just too funny watching him almost demand someone to give him the lip gloss and then apply it like it was a long-lost love. Advice he would give freshmen, switch to bassoon. Bassoons are always in demand, and bassoonists are by far the coolest people. Also, don't give up and drop out of band after just a year. If you stick around, you get to run into very interesting people, like the beauty splashy lip gloss guy, Jesse Hoshizaki. And we have Miss Laura Kidder, who plays the French horn, 4-year member of our program. She was a year in concert band, a year in symphonic band, and is a 2-year member of Wind Ensemble. She's also in the Tri-M National Music Honor Society. Her most memorable moment in band, thus far, is going to Disneyland her sophomore year. Advice she would give freshmen, take the SAT in May. I'm assuming that means then you don't march in the May parade. Laura Kidder. There's one more award to give away, and that person doesn't have an award, so will that person please come forward? The John Philip Sousa Band Award is the pinnacle of achievement for high school band students and is Gunn's highest award given to a band senior. Created in 1955, the award honors the top student in a high school band and recognizes superior musicianship, dependability, and outstanding dedication. Danny began in concert band and moved on to symphonic band. He then began taking lessons and worked diligently at his craft and moved into Wind Ensemble his junior and senior year, where he's been the musical leader not only for his section but the entire group. Danny's an outstanding ensemble member. He sets the bar high musically and is a great example of what it means to participate in a group at a high level, both musically and as a member. This year, the John Philip Sousa Award is being honored to Mr. Danny Wallace. You're going to get to hear from Dan in a couple minutes. He's soloing with the wind ensemble. He was in concert band for a year, symphonic band for a year, and is a 2-year member of wind ensemble. He was also in the Kiss Me Kate Pit Orchestra. Woot woot. He's a member of the County Honor Band and the All-State Band also. He's also been a member of the California Youth Symphony Senior Orchestra. His most memorable moment in band, playing clarinet candy his freshman year with the wind ensemble. Every time Jesse played Sexy Sax Man. Being a prisoner of the Kiss Me Kate Pit Orchestra. And performing Nietzsche's compositions. Advice he would give freshmen: never stop making music. Keep on playing. Don't sit in front of the piccolos. This is Danny Wallace, or John Phillips, Susan Oliver. This concludes this portion. We are now going to move on to the wind ensemble. Give us a couple minutes to reset, and we'll be ready to go. So wind ensemble, come on up.